Alright, what's going on, guys? Today I'll be giving my MLB DraftKings picks for Tuesday, May 23rd. We've got a 15-game slate for this Tuesday. Before we get started, I'm recording today's video a little bit later than normal, so I'm just going to be doing a top 5 plays today. Since I'm running a little short on time, just going to be doing a top 5 plays. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so starting off with pitcher, I think the way I'm going to be attacking this slate at pitcher, I'm going to be paying up for Clayton Kershaw today. He does get a good matchup pitching at home against the Cardinals. If you look at the Cardinals against lefties this year, they rank 10th in strikeout rate with a 22.2 K rate versus lefties so far this year. Their offense hasn't been that great either against lefties, only hitting a 242 average and a 302 WOBA. So I think this is a good spot for Kershaw. He is going to be playing at home. He does pitch a lot better at home. Through 4 games at home this year, he has averaged 27 DraftKings points. Through 5 games on the road, he's only averaged 23. So Kershaw does play better at home. I actually think he's a little bit too cheap today as well. Anytime Kershaw's under 14K, I think he's going to be somebody that you want to consider. When he gets over 14K, then maybe you can fade him. But for cash games, lock Kershaw in. I think even for tournaments, he's a great play. I think he has great upside here. The Cardinals definitely do strike out a lot against lefties with that 22% K rate. So I love Clayton Kershaw today. I think it's pretty easy to fit him in as well. Since this is a 15-game slate, there are a ton of other options and some cheap options as well that you can pair with Kershaw. So I like Clayton Kershaw today at 13,400. And then the cheap option that I'm going to be pairing with him is Jermaine Marquez going up against the Phillies. The Phillies have really been bad offensively against righties this year. Right now, tonight, they're getting shut down. I can't even remember. I think it was Jeff Hoffman that's pitching against them tonight, and he's shutting them down. They only got 1 run on Hoffman, and he struck out like 6 or 7 batters, so he's having a very solid game. Marquez could definitely have a good game here as well. If you look at the Phillies offensively versus righties, they're about in the same spot as the Cardinals are. They rank 10th in strikeout rate so far versus righties this year with a 21.9% K rate. Offensively, they're not that great either. Only hitting a 258 average versus righties and a 316 WOBA. So I think this is a good spot for Marquez. People are going to look in his game logs and see the 4 and -10, but both of those games were played in Coors Field. Anytime that Marquez is on the road, he pitches he pitches a lot better. If you look at his splits at home, playing in Coors, he's only averaged 10 DraftKings points through 3 games at home, and on the road when he's away from Coors and 2 games away from Coors, he has averaged 20 DraftKings points. So I love this spot for Marquez. It's a great matchup. He's also very cheap as well at just 6,600. I think he's probably going to be the chalk option to pair with Kershaw today. When you put both of them in your DraftKings lineup, that gives you over 3,700 for all your batters remaining, or per batter remaining, which isn't a lot, but if you plug in a couple value plays, that'll definitely be able to get you some better bats. So I like going with Clayton Kershaw today and Jermaine Marquez as my 2 pitchers on DraftKings. Then at catcher, there's a value play that I'm going to be looking at here, and that's Sandy Leon at 3,300, getting a matchup against Andrew Cashner. I love this spot for Leon. Cashner is not that great of a pitcher. Leon's going to be getting the platoon advantage. He's going to be batting from his left side. Leon does bat a lot better from his left, so he's going to be a guy that I target today at catcher, especially at just 3,300. I think that is a little bit too cheap. Leon has been pretty consistent as of late. In his last 4 games, he's put up 11, 11, 3, and 6 DraftKings points, so he's been getting the job done. Sandy Leon going to be a catcher that I'm looking at today for value, especially just 3,300. He's a good value play today, especially if you're paying up for Kershaw. You're going to need cheap value. So I like Sandy Leon at 3,300 as a value play at catcher. Shortstop, there's a value play that I'm going to be looking at here, and that's Brandon Crawford at 3,500, getting a match against Kyle Hendricks. I really like Crawford today playing in Wrigley Field. The wind has been blowing out in Wrigley these last few days. If it continues to blow out today, I love Brandon Crawford today for value at just 3,500. He's getting the platoon advantage against Kyle Hendricks. Kyle Hendricks is definitely a solid pitcher, but he has struggled at times this year. And like I said, if the wind is blowing out, you're definitely going to want to target some hitters in this game. Anytime that the wind is blowing out in Wrigley, the ball will just fly. So I love Brandon Crawford today as a value play, just 3,500. He's actually been hitting the ball pretty well as of late. In his last 3 games, he's put up 13, 5, and 16 DraftKings points. So I like Brandon Crawford today as a value play that you can target at shortstop. Like I said, guys, if you play Kershaw, you're going to need value. You're going to try and want to get plenty of guys that are under 4K, so that way you can get up for better bats. So I like going with Brandon Crawford at shortstop for value. Then at outfield, another value play, another guy that I like under 4K is Josh Reddick at just 3,600, getting a matchup against Jordan Zimmerman. I love attacking Jordan Zimmerman. He has just been an absolute gas can this year. So I like Josh Reddick and the Astros as a stack today. I love Reddick's price tag at just 3,600. He's going to be getting the platoon advantage against Zimmerman. And like I said, Zimmerman has just been absolutely terrible this year. He struggled against righties and lefties. Josh Reddick's actually been pretty consistent as of late. In his last 3 games, he's put up 14, 2, and 5 DraftKings points. So he's kind of been getting the job done. So I like Josh Reddick as a value play that you can target at outfield for just 3,600. I think he's going to be a guy that I'm looking at for outfield today if I play Kershaw, which I probably will. I like Josh Reddick as a value play that you can target at just 3,600. And yeah, so these are my top 5 plays for tonight, guys. I went with Clayton Kershaw, Jermaine Marquez, Sandy Leon, Brandon Crawford, and Josh Reddick. When you plug these 5 guys in your DraftKings lineup, it leaves you over 3,900 remaining per player, which isn't great, but it's definitely, you can build around that. If you find a couple cheap punt plays, maybe when lineups come out, and if there's a guy that's batting towards the top of the order and gets a decent matchup and he's pretty cheap, you could plug him in, so that way you can get up for better bats. So yeah, these are my top 5 plays for tonight, guys. If you want to get the other half of my lineup, be sure to follow me on Twitter at the DFS_GOAT. I do give out FanDuel lineups as well, so if you want to get my FanDuel lineups, you can follow me on Twitter. I will also be posting on Twitter how my lineups do. Any night that I give out lineups, I'm going to show you guys the full lineups, even if I win or lose. So be sure to follow me on Twitter as well if you want to see that. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Please be sure to like the video and subscribe if you enjoyed. If you never want to miss out on any videos, please be sure to click the bell icon next to my YouTube name. That'll notify you every time I upload. So if you never want to miss out on any videos, please be sure to do that, guys. I would appreciate it. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Good luck tonight, guys. Peace.
Send me your location, let's focus on communicating, 'cause I just need the time and place to come through. Send me your location, let's ride the vibration.